Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Man, I kind of messed up the intro there. 106.5 FM at 10:50 a.m. The station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
Your boy Jay's here as well.
Yes, we don't need like this guy. He's been on our show once before, so we don't have to introduce him. But if the people who are just tuning in, because we do have a new time slot. We were doing it at 7 p.m. on Sundays, but here we are at 4 p.m. So we probably got some new listeners, which is great. You know, that's
we got more listeners.
We got more listeners, which
More
is even
listeners
better.
than
So I'm
ever.
super, super stoked. But Jay's going to give himself a quick introduction on who he is.
Your boy Jay here, Jay Kasai in full, if you're trying to look up my name by handle. And today I'm an MC and I'm an artist. We're here to celebrate and talk about the launch of this new project I put out.
Okay.
And then obviously last time I saw you guys was at the second annual award show.
Yeah, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So dope.
Yeah.
So
At
dope.
Only Empire here in San Bernardino, California. So two big things to talk about, and then of course maybe what's coming up in the future. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, so before we break it down, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
SNJRadio.com, no negative news, no politics, just feel good music. And Clash City Entertainment, your local stop for music, entertainment, and promotion.
Yes, sir. And then shout out to West Coast Solar Cleaning. If people out there have their solars, they need to get them clean. Keep them clean. Bro, I am messing up today.
Keep them keen, keep them clean.
Keep 'em clean. I had a long night. But anyways, so those are our sponsors. We got Jay here. Super excited for him to come on. Last time he came on, it was like over a year ago or something.
it might have
like
been.
that.
It was a good while ago.
It was a good
It
while
was actually
ago.
just before the first award show, I think.
No, it was just after.
Oh, just after.
I think it was just after
I
the
think it was
last
just
award
after,
show.
All
yeah.
right. We got a little tradition going on here.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. All right, so break it down. I know we got a lot to talk about. So what are some of the topics? And let's just get straight into it.
I don't know where you guys want to start. Obviously, the oldest thing to discuss is the award show,
Yes.
which was what it was.
Honestly, I do want to talk about that because we didn't have the chance to talk about that.
Yeah, we haven't.
And I thought it was super awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle, what was your experience?
You know, it was a lot bigger than I expected. You know, this year grew a lot. You know, seeing a lot of, familiar faces, getting to know a lot of new faces too, especially some of the artists that I met from Coachella.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. And then, we got a lot of media done, a lot more than last year.
Yeah.
And
I know we know what we're talking about, like what show we're talking about. But Jay, if you can just give the listeners, let them know what show we actually are talking about.
Yeah, so the award show it takes place the first Saturday of November every year. It's called the Only Empire Award Show, and it's essentially an award show for just the Inland Empire region, which can be the high desert, what I call the low desert, and everything in between from, I don't know. It's a gray area when you go west. Like, people start wanting to say they're in LA when they're not, and then some people start wanting to. It's a little tricky over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're in San Bernardino County, you're not from LA. That's how I see it, know. So,
Right.
and then it can go as low as Temecula, where they start saying, "I'm from Temecula." They're not from the Inland Empire anymore. So it gets a little tricky. But we did a really good job of using last year as a springboard for people to get FOMO and go, "I need to be at the next one." So a lot of the people who wish they were at the first one made it out to the second one. The same people from last year came to the second one. And then I put a huge focal point on media this year. I wanted to make sure that if you were someone who was a guest, you felt special to be on that red carpet. Yeah. And I let everyone know in media, hey, make sure you just greet people and treat them special because they are, and that they're making this event possible with their art. So we spent a lot of time structuring that red carpet to look cracking, to be busy, to have a lot of people on it, and make sure you could not escape a camera on your way in. And
Yeah.
it went great, you know, and a lot of people spoke about how great that experience was. So
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
you think you really fulfilled the duties there, or?
yeah, for sure. You know, and Jay, who's here on the sidelines today,
Yeah,
he's
shout
not
out
on
to
the
Jay.
show. He facilitated the red carpet. He even provided maybe one of our best media personalities that was on the red carpet, someone I had never met before. She sat on the sideline and she was like the gatekeeper. You couldn't get in the door of the building unless you talked to her on camera, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. And then once you get in, we had an open bar, free drinks. We had a professional bartender. He's an ex-supermodel. And now he does like red carpet events in LA and all that. He's family of mine. So I asked him, I was like, please come to our event. I know you've never heard of it. I know you've never seen it. And after the event was over, he's like, what? Why wasn't I here last year?
Yeah.
And I was like, you'll be here every year moving forward, you know?
That's
So like,
awesome.
and, you know, having things like no charge to get in, free drinks, live performances, beautiful, heavy trophies, all that. That's what makes it feel real, you know?
Yeah, no.
So those are the things I focus on, is just making sure that the intrinsic value is there. So when you leave, you're like, damn, like that was the real deal.
Right. And, you know, even though it was the same location as it was last year, a lot changed this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys did a really good with the traffic.
Yeah.
You know, like guiding people, like it's one way in, one way out, and you're going to see everything. You're going
Exactly.
through everything. It's not like, oh, these people had stuff set up in this room, but no one can. They didn't even know.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
it was almost like walking through a museum in a sense of like the traffic. You know what I mean? And the three things that I've really noticed was that, for one, which was really good. I like how you blocked off one side. And just how composed you were this time compared to last time. Last time, you couldn't even say hi, bro. You were just running back, like literally running, like, you know, trying to get everything together. Like, I know it's how, like, I know how stressful things can get, especially when, like, this is, like, important. Not even just for you, but for the Inland Empire. You know what I mean? And the people around it. So this year, this last time, you cool, calm, and collected. I was like, hey, that's my boy. You're like, hey, what's up? Like, da-da-da. You know? You actually got time to, like, talk and everything. You got everything figured out. And then also the amount of people that were there. Bro, like, all the seats were filled. People were standing. Like, it was crowded.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the plan.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to stay at this venue until the fire department kicks us out. Like, that's my goal,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So we're going to hit I think we hit capacity this time. If you count all the spaces we cut off, we lost head count, and we still hit for the whole building, we hit the goal.
Wow.
And we didn't even use the whole building. We cut off some areas. So
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome. It was a good experience. I have my personal gripes. Like, I'm nitpicky and a perfectionist, so there's things I'm going to change for next year even.
Right.
But yeah, I think we definitely put on a great event for sure.
And the trophies, too.
The trophies.
Man, those
amazing.
shows look so nice. And then, like, I was watching because in the beginning, like, you know, the first person that went up there, like, they don't get to see how it's, like, done, you know, when you get the trophy and all that stuff. But then, like, once people got the idea, like, they see the trophy, they show it, you know. Like, I remember looking at you, and you're like, show the trophy, you know.
Yeah, that's so important. It's so
It is.
important.
So
you know?
important. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we have to make sure that the cameras get that moment, the people see that moment, because the artists, they look at it and they're like, damn.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, what? You know,
They
we don't
see a
feel
box.
it.
Yeah.
They see a box. So eventually, I think that our trophy lady, I told her, like, just give them the trophy, no box. Like, screw the box. Like, don't even give them a chance to hide it, you know?
Right.
So we got those little niche moments fixed, because I told the cameraman, if someone doesn't pull out their trophy, I don't care if you yell at them while they're on stage. Tell them to pull out that trophy and show you it.
Yeah.
And he felt awkward doing that, which is fair. But I was like, fine, I'll yell, you know? So I know everyone there personally. I know every person in the whole award show. So I was like, yeah.
It's a lot of people, bro.
It's a lot of people. And
Yeah.
you can, I mean, I was clocking out of work, you know, because I have a regular 9 to 5. You know, as soon as I get off work, my whole drive home is me calling people, calling guests, calling artists, calling the venue, calling the food people, calling the catering, calling the trophy maker, calling the other people running the event. I'm on the phone every day for like 3 weeks straight to make sure this event happens. You know, because if I just give you a date and say, hey, man, come to this event 2 months from now, you're probably going to forget, you know, or maybe you show up or you forget, you make double plans, and now you're not sure if you want to go. But if I'm touching base with people periodically the whole way through, everyone plans for it. And when you plan for it, now there's people coming with you.
Right.
It's not maybe I called you and you're like, I'll come. Now you're coming alone.
Yeah.
Now you're coming with someone else, you know? And so I try to do a good job of touching base and being repetitive. And I learned that from being a rapper. If you want to have a show with people at it, you have to call those people personally. Posting that flyer on social media doesn't do anything.
Right.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know, you have to call each.
Oh,
I have
yeah,
a list in my phone, like by name, of everyone I have to call when I'm doing an event, and I call each person one at a time, or I send them a text like, "Hey, how have you
couple times,
been?
right?
Yeah, how have you been? What's new with you? Well, what do you have going this day? If you need to request it off, you know, I talk to people, and these people know, like, I'm not phony about it. I'm like, I got an event. I want you there.
Yeah.
What do we have to do to make sure you're there? And some people are just as real. They're like, bro, I'm going to forget. Call me that morning.
Yeah.
Like,
All
all
right,
right,
cool.
I
I'll
will.
call you that morning, you know?
Yeah,
So things like that are what it takes to make an event be successful, you know? And hopefully we can hire out people and get people to do some of those roles for me. But that's the stuff that happens before an event goes down, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And also what makes people like individually feel special is like having your name on the list.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like me and Kyle walked up and there's a list like, hey, if your name's not on the list, you know, and it's like you're being recognized from the moment you walk in.
Yeah.
You know? Like your name is being said. And then you walk in and now your face is on camera.
Yeah.
You got the lights coming in, you know. I was like, it was good, bro.
Yeah, it was good,
super
man.
Excited.
Even down to the menu. The food that was offered was curated and chosen for this event, you know?
Yeah.
So everything was
Those plaques were nice too.
Yeah.
The plaques got an upgrade. The trophies are the same. The trophies are perfect.
I actually have a funny story about the plaques.
Uh-oh.
So, so I went to go get food right when they were handing out the plaques, and so I was part of the media with everyone getting plaques. Everyone was holding plaques, and I'm there with my food. And this lady comes up to me and she said, "Well, what did you get an award for, or what are you not being nominated for?" I said, "I'm just here for the food." And everyone started dying. Sonny was dying.
Yeah.
Everyone was dying. So
Yeah, that was another moment. Is this year we pulled everyone in who was nominated in general and took a picture of every nominee with their plaques. And last year it was more of an afterthought. Like the event ended, we're chasing people to give them a plaque. Like, hey, you know, here's your plaque that you didn't get yet. You know, you did win something. This time it was more so before we announce the winners, here's a sign you are all winners, you know?
Yeah.
You're all part of an elite group. There's only 5 people from the city chosen to have Video of the Year. 5 people in the whole region chosen for Album of the Year.
Yeah.
You're in the playoffs. You know, you made it. You know, you're special. I mean, obviously there can only be one final winner, but you know, look how many artists alone were in that building. Now multiply that by 50. That's how many artists you were going against before you got chosen to be the last 5. You know, so that's why it was important to take those photos, isolate people, and make sure they also shook each other's hands. These artists are their opponents in the regular world, you know?
Yeah.
Now you're friends today. You're in the cool club.
Yeah.
You know, for 1 year. Next year, I don't know. You know?
We'll see what happens.
You know, and that's also incentive for artists to release their art, you know, because now there's something recognizing it each year. So,
and also like being able to, you know, collab with these artists that you never met before or heard, you know, and like their style, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Or even get in their heads. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like whatever you want to do, use your power, you know?
Yeah, and hopefully we're putting people on, you know, and we're going, hey, you had no idea this guy had Album of the Year. He's special. And you're going, who? K2 Icy, who's that? You write that name down and maybe you go check it out after, you know, and stuff like that. So it's really dope.
Yeah. All right, you guys, this is 15 minutes past the hour. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA. We have Jake Asai here. If you guys are just tuning in, we have a bunch of things to cover right now, but we were just talking about the Only an Empire Music Award that happened, a couple months ago?
Yeah, first Saturday of last November.
Yes. Is that going to be like a yearly thing, same date, kind of like Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Saturday?
The first year was on Veterans Day, and then this year it was, I think, the 8th or the 9th, if I remember correctly. So it'll be rotating, but it'll always be that first Saturday.
First Saturday. I like that. Yeah. So, I'm sure it's all over social media, you know, Only an Empire Awards and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's Only Empire Now is the Instagram handle.
Yeah.
So
for people
who wanna check
if you
it
guys
out.
are interested, if you guys know anyone, or just like where to start, you know, like start with that. Like get to know the community, get to know what's happening, you know, putting the Inland Empire on the map and like pinning it is so important because like you said earlier, like everyone wants to be represented by like LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact is it's like honestly, I think that's like 80s, 90s, you know, like style, like LA, you know, like repping that. But like now it's like, now you got to rep your own hometown. you know, your own neighborhood, and like repping something different, you know.
Yeah, and there's a
and
platform for it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
the
know.
Inland Empire has so many great artists.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
Like top dogs, like top G's, they're just not recognized.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, between the both of us, we've probably booked thousands of artists probably the last
Yeah.
10, 15 years.
Yeah, and so it's like
Yeah.
it's not just who they are, it's
Yeah.
where they came from.
True.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So that's really dope, and I can't wait till next year. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Next year's
so-
going to be even better. So
Yeah.
it's going to get to a point where you start seeing regular names that are always nominated. And then
Yeah.
every now and then someone will sneak in because we have the guys who they release every year, they're quality every year, and they are very consistent. And then you get these guys who kind of release every other year. Maybe they put money into it this year. Last year they didn't, you know, and some of those guys,
Yeah.
maybe they're going to recognize the value in investing in themselves. And this isn't a popularity contest, you know, like the award show. Some of these guys who got nominated don't have fans. When they do shows,
Right.
no one shows up, but the music is amazing, you know, and
Yeah.
we're trying not to make this about who has the biggest following. Like, we're going to bring the crowd for you. We don't care. I tell everyone, you don't have to bring anyone, you know. There's a limit on how many people you can bring. Like, we're not relying on you to make a crowd.
Right.
The event itself is so prestigious. If someone gets invited, they want to come. You know,
Yeah.
I tell everyone on the phone, like, this year was the first time I called a few of my friends. I was like, I don't even need you to do anything. I called you guys, like, I
Yeah.
don't actually need you guys.
Yeah.
Pull up, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
free drinks, dress up nice, you know, bring
Yeah.
someone if you want. I was like, it's going to be a vibe, and it'll be a good time and a good night out. You know, we don't have a lot of those for free in the IE.
Right.
You know, where if you're on the list, you can just show up and know you're going to get treated well. You're going to have some
Right.
good drinks, good
It's
people.
a good night. It's something different.
Yeah,
you know?
something different, you know, and how often can you dress up and feel good, look good, and, you know, have a good night? And then let's not get started on the after party and all
Yeah.
that, you know, that
Yeah.
that was huge too. You know, we
Yeah.
didn't get that same event last year, where this year, shout out to Max from Celebrities. He offered us a champagne ceremony, gave us a bottle for each winner that showed up to the after party, and he had the DJ do a bottle popping ceremony on stage at the bar, and we filmed the whole thing, and that was crazy too. And he was like, yeah, man. He's like, I'll do this for you every year. He was like, if you call me in advance like you did last year, I would have done more for you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, dude, my bad. I had a lot of calls
my
to make.
bad.
You know? Like, I
Yeah.
can't call everyone. So
Right.
I missed a few, but he still took care of us, and he's a good dude. So, yeah, man. I forgot even that part happened. Like, the after party was crazy too. So,
That's really cool, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what else is going on in your life? I know you wanted to cover some things. What did you want to talk about?
man, I think last time I was here, I told you guys the goal is to start releasing the music.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't release any of the stuff I played you.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's
But,
all right. It's all radio
Um,
exclusive.
This time I was like, I'm not calling Sam and Kyle until I release something already. And this time around I did. On December 15th, I put out a project called Save the City. The
Yeah,
city
it
is
was
spelled
good.
wrong. It has CITIE at the end of city. So it's got IE mixed in it because rappers don't spell
Okay,
anything
okay,
right.
I like
you know,
that.
rappers spell stuff wrong all the time.
Right.
But yeah, it's a 5-track project. And so I don't know how often you guys have talked to artists about this, but sometimes artists overthink things, right? You know, we go back in on songs. Maybe I write it one day, go back in, write it again, go in, record it. Then I go back and re-record it. This time around, all these songs were made in an hour flat. Instrumentals from the ground up, everything was done natural. And then we just put it out. So everything is the energy of the moment. You're hearing the moment.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
and nothing's overthought, nothing's over methodical. It's not lyrical, miracle, conceptual. It's feel good music with some content. And it's so retarded. It's so crazy how well received it is compared to stuff I put months and years into.
Yeah.
Like, people gravitated towards this with less promotion, and they just feel it more. You know, and they're like, man, the flows sound good, the sonics are good, the vibes are good. And I'm like, man, I didn't even try on this. Like, it's just me in the studio with Ogosh, you know?
Is it because it's like in the moment?
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
exactly
not
it.
trying to be perfected, you know, because it's
Yeah.
already perfected because it's natural.
Exactly, you know, and it's
Yeah, okay.
it's the first flow to put in perspective how this album got made. Ogosh Leotis, he's a producer of the year to be specific.
Right.
Ogosh Leotis has a show. This is kind of how he got as big as he is now, where he gets on YouTube and he makes music from scratch for his fan base, and eventually his fan base grew enough to where he could have his fans are all producers. Like, he's your favorite producer's favorite producer. He's that guy.
Yeah.
And so all these producers are sending him samples from his Discord group, and then he uses their samples to make music from scratch live on air. And then he started inviting in his favorite artists to write and record on the spot while he's making the instrumental on the spot. And each song gets an hour. Like, so how fast can you write in an hour? And how fast can you record it, first takes? You know, and then that's this whole project is those songs. So he invited me onto a show with CJ Wesley. That's why he's on so many songs.
Yeah.
And me and CJ showed up. Oh Gosh has a producer give him a sample. Nabian's on a couple of the productions. And while he's playing the keys, I'm already writing. Boom.
Oh,
just
yeah.
writing.
Really?
You know, immediately. As soon as the keys are played, as soon as I know the tempo, I'm writing. You know, and the second he finishes the beat, he's like, "Are you ready to record?" I'm like,
Hey, like, that's it.
You're like, let's do it. Let's go.
One take. I
Yeah,
like that.
so, you know, the songs, I'm a pretty fast writer, so you'll notice on every song I go first, and then CJ goes second, because CJ writes a little slower than I do. And then you'll also notice on some of them, I'm 80% of the song, CJ's 20, just because I write super fast, you know, and I gave up the perfectionist part. CJ's a true perfectionist. Like,
Yeah.
CJ does not play about that. He wants everything, every T crossed, every I dotted.
So, in the beginning of the show, you talked about how, like, you are a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But now, like, doing this is just...
Well, so these songs don't come out, right? Oh Gosh, Leotis has been doing these live shows for years, 6 or 7 years. I've been on his show, I can't even count how many times. You've never heard the other songs. This was the first time I was like, screw it. We're going to do these songs, and then I'm going to take them from him because he doesn't release them. And I'm going to package it up and make it a project and, like, put an aesthetic around it, put a vision behind it. And so I did a zombie apocalypse theme that was called Save the City, just to give it a nice aesthetic. And, you know, and it's also kind of my way of saying, like, save the city as far as, hey, everyone, we're putting our music out. Put it out. Throw it out there. You know, like, let's save the city. Let's just give it everything we've got, you know,
No, that
so we're
makes
dropping.
sense, yeah.
You know, and do you know how many songs Cam Archer has? Do you know how many songs Sonny Babbles recorded? Do you know how good these songs are?
Yeah.
That never see the light of day. And that goes for, I mean, I could go as far as, like, people like Stevie Crooks, who you guys don't, know who Stevie Crooks is, but he's a guy, he played me his catalog of music he's never released, and I almost punched him. It was so good. I'm like, why aren't these songs out? You know?
He's a genius.
He is, but his music doesn't tell you that, because
Right.
the music he releases is it's a brand and an image he has, you
Yeah.
know. But what he doesn't tell you is he knows how to make R&B. He knows how to make sad songs. He knows how to make happy songs. He only releases, like, the mafioso luxury music, but he's so deep with his catalog. And I'm like, man, save the city. Give it to him, you
Save
know?
the city.
Like, give him that music. So that's what I'm doing now. And you'll notice all 5 of those songs sound different because I didn't even pick the beat. You know, I had no control over this music. I'm just a victim of circumstance in the studio. You know, Leo's like, this is the beat, you write. I don't have any control. And I'm normally a control freak with the music. So it's an experience, you know?
Yeah. It was a really good project. Alexa caught it. I told you about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Alexa's like, Jay Kasai has new music out. I was like, play it.
That's pretty sick.
I think that's really cool because that's a lot of growth, you know?
Yeah.
Because you have this you have this order
Yeah.
that you do, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, now you have no control.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can do. So now, bro, your neurons and everything just start, you know, switching up, and it's like you're figuring it out, you know?
I mean, I can imagine putting you guys in the same situation where normally you guys are in full control, right? This is your show, your intro, your ads, everything's yours. But you also don't realize you've been doing professional radio for years.
Yeah.
What if I said, come to my house, and I turn on the mic and said, give me an hour of content right now? You're like, this isn't how I do it. But as soon as you let go of that, you could turn it on.
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing something you've never done, and you might strike gold doing it, you know, because you guys have these skills you've been honing in on so long.
Yeah.
You know, but you haven't had an opportunity to get thrown in the fire with it. You know,
Yeah.
you're always in a controlled environment.
Right.
Like, throw yourself in a little uncomfortable position.
Yeah,
See what happens.
Switch it up a little bit.
You know,
see
take
what happens.
take a portable station out somewhere and just talk to people and see how talented you guys are. You know, you're so good at it.
Yeah,
Use
it's
it.
crazy.
We
you know.
talked about that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we did. We haven't done it, and I think it's just because, like, you know, this is a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like we
Yeah.
we know which guests are coming in
Yeah.
we have a general idea of what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a first date. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
Yeah, but how many times have you guys had a guest that wasn't how you thought they were going to be,
Ah.
and
A
you
lot
saved
of
the show
times.
anyway, you
Yeah,
know?
a lot of times.
It's no different. It's no different, man. Get
Yeah.
out into the field and come to next award show and set up a portable radio station, you know?
We really should.
And have people sit down with you just like
you know,
this.
Sam and I talked about this where we were going to do a segment where we went down to Venice Beach and just start interviewing random people
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah.
You guys have it already. Like,
Yeah.
you've done it. You already have
So-
done it. You just don't realize it. You're ready. It's not going to, there's no variable you haven't experienced already.
Yeah.
You've been doing this too long. You'd kill it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we need to switch it up. We need to grow, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Save the city, man. Come on,
save
you
the
know?
city.
You know,
Come on.
give the city what they don't have. You know, you
Yeah.
guys.
And now's the best
Killing
time than ever, especially with Clash coming back.
yeah.
So
Yeah, you guys even have the equipment to do
Yeah,
it, right?
we have-
So,
we have
That's
everything. yeah.
awesome. So you gotta. I'm just looking at the time because there's things in front of me. So you sent in some music for us, or?
no, I didn't.
I was waiting. I was like, I can't wait to hear your stuff, dude. Now
This music doesn't even have radio edit, so.
Yeah. that's
I'm-
right.
Dang, that's crazy.
No, I didn't send in the music. I should have, but I wasn't even thinking about it.
It's a good project. You
Yeah,
know,
but
it's-
it is out everywhere for anyone who wants to hear it. It's only 5 songs. The project's super short. It's like 15 minutes. It's called Save the City. City is spelled Citie. And yeah, when this radio show ends, check it out on any platform anywhere. I have it even on free platforms. It's on SoundCloud. It's on YouTube. I put it everywhere. I'm not trying to make a penny off this music. I just want it out, you know, and that's kind of my mode for the rest of the year. So,
And I honestly, I know you're not doing it to get a penny, but you probably will.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that, like, cause you're not chasing the money. You know, you're just
Exactly.
chasing the dream, the lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
Not even the lifestyle, just you. You know.
Yeah.
You're just chasing you. So.
And I've been doing it so long. It's good. You know, the
Yeah.
music is good. It's you can hear the experience. You can hear the years I've put in, the hours I put in.
100%.
You know, so even though I wrote these songs in 15 minutes, they sound thoughtful and they have depth. And I'm like, I wrote a letter to my grandmother in a song. You know,
Yeah,
like in
that was a good
15
song.
minutes. You know, like
Wow.
you know, and it's just you know, you hear pockets and flows, and you already have thoughts. You just need to make them work musically. That's all it is. So. Yeah, and I'm sitting with the best producer. He's in the top 5 producers in the whole world. Oh gosh, Leotis is
Yeah, 100%.
no exaggeration. He's a genius. He's an actual genius. So that makes the music a little better. You know?
Yeah,
So
Yeah, because you can't mess up on the beat. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
now it's
literally
up to you.
every instrumental is 10 out of 10. Like there's jazz mixed into like a hyper pop beat. There's a gritty trunk slapping Travis Scott beat with jazz keys on it. Like it's just craziness he's doing, and he's making these beats in 20 minutes. Like, it doesn't make sense how good he is. And then you feel pressure to write faster because he produces faster than other producers.
Right.
You know,
right.
so he's even faster than normal. So it's a good experience. Like, it teaches you.
That sounds so challenging.
It is.
You know?
If you heard the very first, I'll send it to you. The very
Okay.
first song I ever made with him on this show, this is years ago. It's a joke. It's so bad. I don't even have a
Really?
copy of it. I hate it so much. It's horrible.
Wow.
Because he finished the beat in like 10 minutes. I had like 2 bars written. And so we're on his live show with his fans watching, and we're just, the beat's on loop, and I'm just sitting there writing still, like,
Really?
almost done, bro, almost done. And before you know, I'm like, I'll just freestyle the rest, you know, and it came out terrible. And
Oh my gosh! And this was live.
live on air, people
Oh,
watching,
man.
you know, and we're just sitting in his room, and they're used to him. As soon as he finishes a beat, he's like, all right, you guys, next beat. Instead, he's like, all right, guys, we got to wait for this guy. You know, and I'm just sitting there writing on camera.
Hold on.
And, you know, you're seeing comments like, man, hurry up, or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
whatever they
you're
want to
like
say.
licking the pen and stuff.
His fans are nice, but you feel the pressure. You feel a lot of pressure, you know, so, because also you have to record it in front of these people
Right.
on air, you know, and so if the song sucks, the chat gets real quiet. You know, and if the song's good, everyone's like, oh, he's so talented, he's so good.
Yeah.
So the first time I was
Fire
on his
emojis.
show, it got a little quiet after that first song. I was
Yeah.
like, and we did multiple songs that show, so I was like, all right,
Yeah.
let's make a great song. Like I was like, we got the jitters out, the nerves are gone. Let me go crazy on the next one. That song was great. So, you know, it's definitely something I had never experienced. I'm an engineer, so I've recorded my own music alone in my room for the last 15 years. So to be on a show recording in front of a crowd and someone else is the engineer, and I haven't heard the beat yet, it's just it's shocking, you know. So
Right.
you know, I'm used to it now though, so it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter. So
You have to have like a lot of trust in that person too.
Yeah.
to kind of make things click.
He has
Yeah.
to trust
Yeah.
him too. He's like, bro, you better do something good.
Yo, he had belief in me. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you got faith in me. I've never done this.
He said, hey, bro, the chat's quiet, dog. You gotta,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you better do something now or, switch it up. That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, moving forward throughout the rest of this year, it's gonna be me dropping everything I have, and I'm gonna package them up in these specialized ways, like Save the City. I have a project with Cam Archer where it's just all the extra Lucy's we have, and that'll get packaged up in a special way and made to be something you can listen to. And my final album is almost done. That'll come out. That'll have a budget behind it. And OE, the collective, we have a whole group album coming out. I have music with Sonny Babel. That's done. That'll come out, and it's going to be a really busy year, and I'm going to be shooting videos all year, and there's a lot coming. There's a lot
We
coming.
got some big things with Clash too.
So why now? Like, why are you waiting until now to put all your music out?
That's actually there's actually a reason. So that's a
Okay,
good question.
all right.
So I'm actually, I would say from a professional aspect, I'm done making albums.
Ooh.
I'm not making any more projects at all. And it's not like I'll never rap again or anything. It's just I'll make music for fun, and I'll probably just keep it and hold on to it. And I'm transitioning into filmmaking, which what a lot of people who met me in 2010 or whenever I first entered the scene know me for is I shot everyone's music videos back then. I shot a feature-length film back then. I've got like a film that won awards at a festival. Like I've done a lot of work, and I kind of just put it all behind me and transitioned into music, and then didn't even really push the music how I should have. So everything's just been backwards because I was always wearing too many hats. So I'm going to take all the hats off, and I'm going to just direct films and write screenplays. That's it. I'm not even going to make the soundtracks anymore. Like I used to always say, I'm just going to make the soundtracks to my movies. I'm not even going to do that now. Like I'm going to really
Control.
because like the way you saw me at the first award show, that's me wearing too many hats.
Yes.
That's me trying to be the stage director, the red carpet manager, check the bar, stock the bar. I'm doing too much. I need to just, what am I here to do? And then delegate everything else. And if it flops, they flop, not me, and just enlist the right people to support you,
Yeah.
So this time around, I'm going to just direct and screenwrite. And I already told Cam Archer he's probably going to make my soundtracks and scores. And Ogash and Nabian will be the producers of the music. And I'll bring in actors. And I'm just going to do that. So all the music I've ever made is going to professionally come out. I'm going to do it the right way. But I won't be making new music. Just that. And I'll do 1 or 2 shows so people who really are fans of me will be able to come see it. And that's it.
Wow.
I'm done after that. So
I like the growth in you, Jay. Like,
Yeah.
the first time we talked, to have you on the show, it was all about I have to do everything because
Yeah.
I have this vision and image in my head, and
Yeah.
it has to be done so it can
yeah.
But now it's a new you, bro. Like you found your people,
Yeah.
and you have your faith in them, and it's like it's gonna turn out good.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you're not even gonna blame them if it's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like,
do it, and most of the people I work with and connect with, I've known since I was 18. And some of them, like Nabian, I've known him since I was like 10 years old. And now he's a multi-platinum producer, works with Kanye, Drake, Travis Scott. I've known this guy since I was like 10, and we make music together for fun, casually, So why am I worried about the production? I have guys who know more about production than I can imagine. I can't even think of what's wrong with his beat. And he can hear it, and I'm friends with so many special people. I'm friends with you guys. Like, I can produce an album and go do a rollout. I can get on the radio. I can go get the video shot professionally. Everyone's here and everyone supports me,
Right.
So what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, just make the music, dude.
I like that. I like that.
So that's the plan.
All right, you guys. It is we're a little past the half-hour mark, so we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I'm sorry, Joe. Hey, you didn't give me a warning. I can't see the time, bro. I got a watch on, but I ain't looking. So we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
yes,
But when
Joe's
we come
fault.
back, we're gonna touch on what we're talking about, and then we're just gonna continue going through our topics. So you guys listen to Whatever Works on KCA. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
From the Bureau of Economic Geology, this is Earth Date. Lithium, the lightest metal, has transformed our rechargeable battery technology, but it can also be transformative in the human mind. Its powers were recognized by early cultures, from the Greeks to Native Americans, and for decades it has been used as a pharmaceutical drug. Lithium is highly reactive. It's one of the few metals that will easily burn. If you try to put it out with water, it reacts violently as it splits off hydrogen gas, which also burns. When lithium burns, it creates a crimson light, which you've seen whenever you've watched a fireworks show. Lithium makes their signature red color. Lithium is so reactive, it's typically stored in mineral oil. But when it enters the human body, often as a much less reactive lithium salt, its incendiary personality does a 180. In a process we don't completely understand, it seems to moderate the flow of electricity and promote the overall health of our nervous system. The result is a calming effect. This has led doctors to prescribe lithium as a successful treatment for bipolar disorder. Studies have even found that cities and towns with higher levels of lithium salts in their groundwater have markedly lower levels of depression, suicide, and violent crime. A very surprising fact, which has led some scientists to recommend that lithium be considered an essential nutrient. It may be time to take a closer look at this ancient remedy. I'm Scott Tinker, and thank you for listening.
Earth Date is produced by the Bureau of Economic Geology at the University of Texas at Austin. Earth Date is researched by Julie Hennings, written by Harry Lynch, and distributed by Mark Blunt and Casey Walker. For more stories, follow us on Facebook or visit earthdate.org.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
In these trying times, many people are depressed and lost because the future of our society is up in the air. If you're turning to substance abuse because you're feeling there is no hope, we have a way for you to see the light. SAD, or Stop Abusing Drugs, is a nonprofit organization that will help you, at no cost to you, stop abusing drugs. Founded by Tony Navarchi, SAD will refer you to the top detox doctors in your area. SAD will pay every and any cost for you, including doctor visits, counseling, and medications. If you need help, SAD is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you or a loved one needs help, or if you have a suggestion or idea for Tony, you can reach out to him by calling 844-493-3386. That's 844-493-3386. Or email Tony at tony@saddetox.com. That's Tony at saddetox.com.
TV journalist Jane Velez Mitchell here, excited to tell you about my show, Unchained TV, Animals, People, Planet. Most of us say we love animals. When we truly respect them, we benefit with a happier outlook, better health, even nicer weather. I'll explain when you join me Mondays at 1 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind. And check out UnchainedTV.com.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And Jake Asai's in the building today.
Yes, sir. Not only Jake Asai, but we got a few people here in the building. Shout out to everyone here.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to throw the names out there, but it's okay. If you guys are just tuning in, the first half of the show, it's a really good conversation. You guys can go back and listen to it. How can they listen to it, Kyle?
Spotify, YouTube. It'll be on YouTube next week.
Apple Music,
Apple
all that good
Music,
stuff. All you gotta look up.
Rumble.
What do they search for? What do they look up?
KCAA, whatever works on everything.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. This is the show where we bring people on every Sunday at 4 p.m. and we talk about whatever works. Right now we have Jay Kasai on. He's a good friend of ours. Known him for a couple years, and you know he does music. He's a man with many talents, lots of hats, but he's hanging up a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Honestly, though, but when I think about it, like overall, like wearing so many hats is also taking on so many like levels of stress.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you know, and so like really, just like honing down on just one and just perfecting that. Like that's what everyone should be doing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I do think we have to learn and be broad in our experiences.
Yeah.
Before we, become a master at one.
Yeah, for sure, and actually just learn yourself.
Yeah,
That journey will teach you a lot about yourself. I think there's a lot of people out there who, maybe they're 50 years old and they go, I never really found the talent. I never really found my niche or what I'm good at or what I love. I never found it. And I've picked up every hat I've ever seen on the floor. I've tried everything. Like if I saw it and it looked interesting, I tried it. And when I try stuff, I really try it. So I know what's for me and what's not. So I found a lot of things for me. That was the problem.
Right. You're like, damn, I'm pretty
too.
good at everything.
I can give a couple hours a week to this. Like that's nothing. So now, like you kind of said, it's time to step back and really lock in with something and always try to at least just do one at a time, maybe two at most. And it's cool, like things like the award show are seasonal. When that time comes, I'll lock in and I'll step away from the music and step away from film and do that. Then I'll get back into my rhythm again and do what I used to do.
I like that because for me, it's like all year round, everything I'm doing all the time.
Yeah.
But if it's just seasonal, like real estate, like during the holidays, like you could close some deals, do this and that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a little slower, so you can focus on a couple more things, if you wanted to. So I'm learning a lot tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I'm telling you, it helps. And I've always learned trial by fire. I just do stuff. And I told you I've shot a feature-length film.
Yeah. Right.
It's not out. I've shot at least 60 to 70 music videos where I shot them. And I've done so many things to end up where I'm at now, which isn't that far ahead of where I was back then. But it's just with all the information and knowledge to know what to do and when. So
is it just because you're humble or what's up, dude? Because like I know a lot of people who would like you did all these things, created all these things that it'll be everywhere, all over the world. You know what I mean? And you're like, it's not even. I did all this. Like I have all these accomplishments. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's just like
I don't know. For me, I know what my end goal is, and if I don't get to that end goal, it's like I didn't do it right. That's how I feel, So I won an award for a film. It's not the award I wanted, and the people that I want to watch the film didn't tell me it's a good film. So I don't know. I just didn't feel like it, and it's not the film I dreamed of making. When you you said I want to become a filmmaker, you kind of have like the movie in your head that you
have that idea,
yeah. And until you make it, you're not a filmmaker. That's just how your head works. Same thing with the music. It took me a long time to finally say I consider myself a professional MC. It probably took 10 years for me to say that.
Yeah.
Now I can walk in a room and go, I'm a professional at writing raps and performing them. Like I can record it at a high level, perform it at a high level, write it at a high level. It doesn't matter what kind of beat it is. It doesn't matter who I'm with, where I'm at. It doesn't matter. I'm good at it.
Right.
I don't say that lightly, So that's why I don't bring up a lot of the stuff I've done because I know what the standard is. I'm very good at stepping outside myself and going, that's okay. I'm okay at it. I podcasted and did radio and show. You were on my show. I did that for 7 or 8 years, And my last podcast, I just ended it. We got on Netflix. Like we made it to Netflix with that show.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
They took our audio. I had a tennis podcast called Around the Post, ATP. It just stopped. So there's still kind of new content out there from September. But yeah, Netflix, a production company, DM'd our Instagram account for the show, which I don't run it. My buddy does. He thought they were spam.
Really?
Yeah, so he didn't even respond to them or tell me about it.
Oh, man.
And then they emailed our email. Neither of us logged in the email. Because who
dude.
uses emails in that realm,
Right,
so we don't
right.
check the email. And then I got a DM on Twitter. I never use my DMs on Twitter. And I checked it, and it was from I'll say her name. This lady named Emma Ha. She was like, "Hi, reaching out. I haven't been able to find you anywhere." Or you know what? She reached out to Nicholas Gray, KIT. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
She reached out to him, and because he made the artwork for our podcast, and he reached out to me on Twitter and forwarded her profile and was like, "Do you know this person? They're asking for you." And he was like, "They seem to want to connect." And it turned out to be a production company for a show called Breakpoint on Netflix, which was this big tennis show on Netflix.
Wow.
And yeah, they ended up contracting us and using our audio, and we got paychecks. Like, we got paid for this, you know? And
Wow.
That's
we were
awesome.
like doing this show because me and my friend just wanted a reason to hang out once a week, you know? That's why we did the show. We were like, we talk tennis on the court. Why don't we just not talk on the court and go record it?
Right.
You know, and it's just insane. We got picked up, and they're like, we're going to use you guys every season. Like and then the show got canceled. But but you know, little stuff like that, you know, where
it's on your resume now, though.
Yeah, it's on the resume now, and I was like, I need to really acknowledge these things. So for the first time now, I'm bringing them all up when I talk to people and making sure it's known, like, I've done these things and I've accomplished things.
I'm still doing these things. Like,
hopefully all of it helps with the music, because that's why the award show was created. Is I realized if you're an elite local artist from the Inland Empire region, there's no platform to recognize you. No, there's nothing. There's nothing out there of substantial value to say, hey, you are a professional and you do a great job with your art. There's nothing out there.
Right.
You know, and I was like, this is a shame, you know, because we have incredible producers. People from LA call our people to come help them every day. Like, all the guys you saw walk on stage, casually, I produced for Eminem and Logic. And you're like, who is he? I never heard of him, you know? He's like, I'm from Coachella. You know, the next guy comes up, he's like, I produced for Travis Scott last month. I just went platinum today. Like, what? You live in San Bernardino? And every guy that goes on stage is that story. They're all the same story.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, man, I have a similar story. You know, I've been to studios with these people. I've done a lot of things that just don't get recognized, you know? So
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. So it's really a big deal to recognize it, hone in, and give yourself a beacon of light for people to see it, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see what's next.
Because I mean, why would you hide in the shadows? You know what I mean? Like, if you have that light, you know.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense not to talk about you put the time in, you know, like why wouldn't you acknowledge it?
Right.
And like you said, maybe I'm overly humble, you know, like, because it feels I'm almost like imposter syndrome, you know, like I don't know how to explain it, but it feels weird to talk about the old accomplishments when you're still working on stuff. It just feels weird, you know. I've never felt comfortable saying what I've done. Like, I don't even like compartments of my life I didn't even let cross over for a while. So like at work, no one knew I made music for like 6 years. You know,
That's so crazy.
I was like, I'm here to be good at my job, not to promote my music. You know, and then I'm on film set. I'm not. All I want to be seen as is the director. I don't want you to look at me as an MC. I don't want you to look at me as an IT guy. Look at me as the director. You know, and so I never jump left and right. You know, I just want to lock in on something. You know, so that's why, like, you know me. We ran into each other in my other life. You know, where you're like, I know him from music, and they're like, what the? He makes music? And I'm like, it's overlapping. You know,
it's a long story, guys.
So that's kind of how they found out, is because me and you were friends in my music life. You know, so I've learned to just get over it. Like, I just kind of let it all spill now, but I was really against it for a while.
Wow.
I don't have a real reason. It just didn't feel right. You know, so.
Do you feel like it's also because that chapter of your life hasn't closed completely too, or?
You know, I think that if people find out you do something else, they associate you and make assumptions and judgments based on what else you do in your life, you know? And I want people to judge me on just what they see me doing in the moment. Like, if I'm on set and I'm crushing it as a director, don't worry about what else I do. Just worry about what I'm doing here, you know? Because, for example, if people found out you do radio, they might go, oh, you're social. You like to talk. You think you're
you must be a chatterbox.
You know, you're like, no, I'm myself. You know, like, I'm what I do. You know, I'm not necessarily what you associate other radio hosts for doing. You know, I'm just a guy who can do radio really well. You know, and so obviously being a rapper comes with a bunch of prejudgments, you know. And some of them are rightfully so, you know, but a lot of them are wrong, you know. So for me, it's always been, if I'm trying to get a job in IT, why would I tell you I make rap music? That's crazy.
It's irrelevant.
You know? Yeah, it's not relevant. It's not going to help me, so it must be hurting me. So I thought about it, you know. But what I'm learning is, you know, at a lot of these jobs, there's other people who are like, dude, I love your music. I would come to all your shows if you had told me.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. So I'm learning, okay, maybe get your foot in the door and then be transparent about it. I don't know. You know, it's, I've learned a lot from letting go of the reins of stuff. I used to have a team of employees under me, because I started off as a tech, and then I became like a project manager, and I had 50 techs under me. And I had a boss above me, of course, that would say like, hey, this is what we're doing in the tech world. Let your employees know, train them up, do it. And I wouldn't explain to my employees the vision or the long-term plan. I'll just train them up and tell them to do it. And they started hating me, you know. And then eventually I had to go, even if I don't agree with what my boss said, I would just echo it. And one day I was like, you know, what if I just spoke to these guys as adult, intelligent men and said, this is what the company wants. How do you guys feel? And we collaborated on making and executing a vision for the company together, instead of me being a dick about it and saying how it has to get done. And it taught me, like, you can collaborate with people who are positioned below you because they're still intelligent people. I was just in that position they're in.
Right.
And if someone came to me and said, hey, the company wants us to be more tight with sales or be faster with our time and talk less to people. If someone told me that that's what the vision of the company is, I would go, well, let's figure out a way to make it happen. We'll save time in other ways. Instead of just someone going up to me and being like, you're too slow, be faster, you know? So, you know, now I'm learning to really collaborate with people on what I want done and not direct people so hard, you know? Because you can trust people to use their creativity to help you find a solution you couldn't think of yourself, you know? So, for example, if you guys' show needs to be 45 minutes long because you're going to make more money off ads, but a guy comes in and is like, yo, your show's now 45 minutes, figure it out. And he walks out, you're like, that guy's an ass. You know? But if he came in and was like, hey, we're a little low on funds, I need to take a little time off your show for ads. You'd be like, we can make it work, you know? Or maybe we can figure out a way to implement the ads into our show. Now you're collaborating. Like, and everything in life's a collaborative process if you're with other people when you do it, you know? So now my goal is always being more collaborative. That's why the award show got better. That's why the music is better. I'm collaborating. I'm not just doing it all myself and going to a producer and saying, make a beat this way. And then going in the studio and recording it this way. And, you know, it's, I'm learning to trust other people who are masters of their craft and have put in time, and they're intelligent people with the same brain you have. You know, like, everyone's got a brain. If you use more than one, you might get a better answer, you know? Right. So it's tricky, but it's helping me get a lot further in life, you know, and I'm working less hard while doing it. So
it really seems like you're learning to be like a leader. Like, not just some person echoing or just like, you know, like just telling people what to do, because there's a difference between like a leader and then like a dick, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were just doing, sorry, Joe, you're, you know, you're just doing what you were told and you just followed suit, you know, chain of command. But, you know, for one, like a leader leads, he doesn't just like take charge. You know what I mean? Like allowing people to like use their own heads and like.
Your job is to provide a path. It's not to hold someone's hand down it. You know, provide a path for someone to walk down. If you try to walk someone down the path, you're not really leading the way you think you are. You know, you want to teach people how to get down the path. You know, so I've learned a lot of it is like, instead of telling someone what to do, ask them a question that will lead to an answer, you know? So instead of me going, hey, man, you need to cut this show down to 45 minutes. I might go up to you and go, hey, man, we have a potential to make money off ads here, but they need 10 minutes of time. What do you think we should do? I already know the answer. But if you give me the answer, now we're collaborating on it, you know? And maybe you'll surprise me with a better answer. You know, so a lot of times I've switched it to just asking questions and starting a dialogue instead of giving a direction. And sometimes I learn something in the process, you know. So
that's the best part.
It's that psychology, bro.
Yeah, so now I'm like, man, I try not to give directions on anything anymore, you know, because I get taught things every other day now. You know, I'm learning from people because we also get, you're so close to the thing, you can't step away and see like, oh, wow, there's 3 microphones, not just one, you know. I'm staring so close to it, so... that I think a lot of those things are the reason I'm finding more progress in doing less work at the same time.
I like that. I like that. Cutting less, do more, you know?
Yeah.
Subtraction is success.
Yeah.
You know? So, all right, we got 1 minute left. Jay, just quick, like, boom, you're talking about end goal. What is your end goal?
Drop all the music I have. Drop all the art I have. If you're listening to this, my name is Jay Kasai. Check me out anywhere online.
Awesome. All right, you guys, listen to Whatever Works. Stay tuned for the next show. I'm Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
Jay Kasai.
All right, see you guys next week. Happy Sunday.
Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay.
The most diversified radio station on the dial, KCAA.
Hey, this is Gary Garver. If you work out like I do, or have a job where you sit all day and your back hurts and you're in pain and you don't know what to do, I have the perfect solution for you. It's iSpod. iSpod Active is form-fitted compression wear with pockets that fit ice-cold gel packs called FlexPods. These FlexPods fit around your joints, ensuring maximum pain relief. I use it all the time because I'm always active, playing golf, working out, fixing up my place right now, and I put it on in the evening around my back, and it gives me maximum pain relief. Lakers legend James Worthy is a founder of this company and really believes in it. To find out more about iSpod, go to iSpodActive.com and get yours today. That's ICEBOD Active.com. This week they are having a flash sale where you can save 25% off by using the promo code KCAA. Go to iSpodActive.com.
Located in the heart of San Bernardino, California, the Teamsters Local 1932 Training Center is designed to train workers for high-demand, good-paying jobs in various industries throughout the Inland Empire. If you want a pathway to a high-paying job and the respect that comes with a union contract, visit 1932trainingcenter.org to enroll today. That's 1932trainingcenter.org.
This segment brought to you by Christmas and the Fat Greek in Yucaipa. Still have some Christmas shopping or gifts to buy for that special person, business associate, or friend? Nothing says love like a Fat Greek food certificate. Nick, Chris, and their families at the Fat Greek want you to know about their holiday gift certificates and how you can also get whole holiday meals for the family or friends too. Quick, easy, and affordable, and you get money back too. You can see more about the Fat Greek on the big Yucaipa LED monster signs on the 10 freeway at the gateway to Yucaipa. Fat Greek is your holiday relief station. Kick your feet up and enjoy the holidays with all kinds of Greek comfort food to take that load off your feet. And you might want to partake in an adult beverage at their full cocktail bar. You can also catch a game on their big 85-inch TV too. The Fat Greek in Yucaipa on Yucaipa Boulevard across from the golf course near Oak Glen Boulevard. Open every day except Tuesdays. You can pre-order a holiday meal at GoFatGreek.com. That's GoFatGreek.com. And happy holidays from the Fat Greek. And while you're at it, don't forget to say Opa this holiday season.
In these times, sometimes you have to take away the stress or dress to impress. Lux Transportation has just the ticket for you and your needs to relax, kick your feet up in style, and make some new fun memories. Looking for a hassle-free, comfortable ride? Experience the ultimate in luxury. Transportation in a sleek, luxurious black-on-black SUV. Private, discreet rides, airport runs, sightseeing, proms, weddings, and romantic date nights are all ahead in your future with Lux Transportation. Karaoke, disability-friendly, and no problem, we're also senior citizen-friendly too. Call or text Mr. Hollins to take away the